Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hale empath, and I'm just like having little talks about how I feel about things. I was watching my cat over there. He's sitting on my dictionary. My dictionary's like this thick. I love words. It took me a long time to find my voice, my clarity, and that's an instrumental part. Dictionaries have always been. Mom wasn't really good at spelling either, so she'd always have me go look it up. Plus, I was born with a speech impediment. Awes. Couldn't say my awes, wouldn't say my awes. Actually, my brain works so fast that my mouth and it didn't connect, but after some time, I learned how to enunciate, and now I try and speak in clarity. So, today's a pretty good day. It's a long day. Laundry day, grocery store day. Took Tucker to get his nails trimmed. I need help with him and Luna, two of them. Artie and Benny are pretty good about letting me do theirs. They'll gripe about it, and Artie gets a little snippy sometimes, but Stanley's opening the door. I left it just ajar to if he wanted to let himself out, he could. Mom went to bed, so TV's on still. Keep her company. She likes the sound, background noise. But I don't want it on here. Anyway, but there's not a lot going on in the interwebs. I haven't been splashing around much there on the interwebs, and I know that I have watched a couple of talks on astrology, and I really try not to tie any outcome to anything unless it's for my highest good, because man, the things that are freaking happening, the karma that is happening, good and bad, it's for good karma too. It's just happening really fast right now. But I was listening to Marge this morning, and Magali, is that her name, Magali? And from Marge Astrology, and she was talking about Star Wars, and I was probably 3, 4 when the first one came out, and it's been a big part of my story, good and evil and balance. And as I get older, it like, I don't want to go listen to her talk about it. She does a pretty good job of emphasizing it, and I was thinking about how I have the ability of telekinesis. I get it from my mom. I can teeter a lighter off somebody's hand, bounced just right. I do it in a video, in January 4th video of 2019. Can't remember the title of it, but I give a little demonstration in that video. So she was like talking about how that that's Jedi juice, telekinesis, and I was like, I'm a baby Jedi, and that's how I kind of look at things now, and I feel like I freaking live on a planet all by myself, me and Mom, just every now and again I dip into 3D land, into reality, and deal with folks, and I just am like shaking my head a lot, man. Just people are always a source of entertainment, and what I'm hoping to do is, and that's kind of the theme in the astrology right now, is that I'm hoping that I'm gaining a level of maturity. Yeah, original work 1977, that's what I thought. I was 3 years old, and but there, my train of thought just derailed. Okay, I'll go in and talk to the astrology part. Our spirits reincarnate over and over to have experiences, and with the experiences that it has, the lessons that we're supposed to learn is how to just be decent to one another, to be kind and loving to every person you meet. Because think about how often people go out in the world and they're just not even decent. I mean, stoic. It's kind of funny because I'm the one that's on a spectrometer, an Asperger's, whatever, and I intentionally try and look in every person I pass in the eye, and they won't look at me in the eye. People will not, they just don't do it. Every now and again, I see someone, and they acknowledge, and it's like, oh my God, there's another human being? I thought we were already living in AI. Yeah. Although people are very programmed, Well, the astrology is getting really wild. And I know for a while I've been talking about how things are going to get better, how this next year things are going to get better. Well, yeah, things are going to get better for the faithful like me that believe in karma and things like that, and just try and be a decent person and not be a scoundrel and not be a cheat and not be a liar and not try to freaking meld my body parts with as many other people's body parts as I possibly can, because there's karma related to that too. All this stuff is like you're adding and adding and plussing and minusing your account of your spiritual balance, and the funny part of it is at this time the reconcile is your spirit now, your spirit where it was, in all the cycles, all the way back. And that's what all these eclipses are helping to do too. These 8-year cycles, there's all these different cycles of planetary alignments. And you look at where your spirit was, and where you were in time and life, and not just this incarnation, but now we're looking at ones back in 1500 when, like, my mom first, her family first started, her bloodline first started here in North America, Turtle Island. And so it's like, what have you done then to now? What has your spirit done? Are you raising closer to the vibration of frequency, the highest of all, which is love? Or are you still a freaking opportunistic D-bag that's trying to, get all this stuff that you can't take with you anyway? I mean, are you still continuing that family line that is no longer serving you? I mean, we could have heaven on earth. We could have paradise on earth. If I think about all the collaborations that could happen if freaking China wasn't locked out of America, if everyone wasn't segregated, if the world was able to unite as one without this this imposed storyline of threat, when the only threat is the freaking the money bags that care. I always imagine, because money drives me crazy. I wish it didn't, exist, but it does. And I think it's so silly how important it is to some people. It is so important because they equate it to power. And every single human being that has so much of it, I'm not impressed. Unless what you're doing with it, But people aren't doing a whole lot with it because they give to their nonprofits so they get a tax break, and then the nonprofits can keep just throwing benefits and going on retreats and, buying themselves cars and bigger office spaces and remodeling the office spaces that they have, because it's an ego contest and all that stuff. People are people's spirits are waking up that they don't want to live the way that they have been living. They don't want to live that way anymore. So they're stepping into their light from their dark. First, it's going to be uncomfortable and gross for a while because it's all about birth and all this stuff. And I've seen cats and puppies be born. I've never seen a person be born in real life. I've seen some videos and stuff, and it all looks painful and uncomfortable, and things stretch, and I've heard some pretty horrific stories of so anyway, it's not a comfortable process, is what I'm getting at, and a lot of people are gonna short out. I'm hoping I freaking find some like-minded, more buddies to hang out with, start my communal type. I just want to buy a house and have a couple roommates is all, share in the chores and stuff like that, because more hands, less work. Yeah. Well, I don't have a whole lot of complaints today. Tomorrow's the big eclipse, and more is going to be revealed. I've looked at my shadow. I've made friends with it. We dance around every now and again. If it gets too big, I try and make it right and acknowledge it so it don't get too out of control. And the cool thing about what Marge said a minute up on this about being a Jedi is what I've come to find out is a Jedi has the ultimate emotional control. I mean, that's what is the difference between any kind of robotic system or man-made thing. I don't know why people are I don't know, is that we have emotional control, and when people are not balanced, they don't have emotional control. So just sit back and watch the show, and if you feel like you're in harm's way, if you're at the grocery store or wherever you are, just do it another day. Just listen to your gut and your heart and your mind, because usually they're all congruent. And that's why we get like chicken skin. We get tells. We tell ourselves if we're in an environment that is not safe. And don't let people take your serenity and your peace once you find it, because I know more people are kept coming into it and finding it. And don't let people take that from you. That's the draw. So welcome to the age of currency. Finding your own current, your own vibe, your own worth, and how it's going to count more now than, I don't know, any time in any kind of history that I've known about. So that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.